The next phase of our analytic process is to determine the business impacts. When performing impact analysis, there are two parts to the process. Resolution analysis. This is where you organize the results and assess their impact. Higher order business analysis, where you apply advanced analytics to the data to find out exactly what the business impacts are. Continuing with my graph, I'm going to start aggregating my data and performing some calculations. The AggEx node is the most common node to use for this type of task. Let's take a quick look at the input data. There are three things I want to do to this data. First, I want to group the data by customer account and agreement number. Then I want to do a count of all the charges based on the customer account and agreement number groupings. Last, I want to take the charge value field and do a sum of the values in that field based on the groupings. Let's do that. First, I create my variable for the count. I'm going to use the group count function. Then I create my variable for the sum. For this, I'm going to use the group sum function to total the charge value field. Now that my variables are created, I then output them. Remember that after you create a variable, you must always output the variable name. Now I enter my fields to group by. Before I run this node, notice the script where last in group. What this means is that the node will output the last execution iteration for the group. For example, let's say you are doing a group sum of 1, 2, 4, 6, and 10. As the script sums the numbers, it reaches a total of 23. By using the last in group function, it tells the node to output the last iteration, which in this case is the number 23. The opposite would be true for the function first in group. When using that function, the node outputs the first iteration, which in this example would be the sum. Now let's name and run this node. Looks like I got an error. If I hover over the node, I see the error is because I have to sort the input data. Just like with the join nodes I previously talked about, a common error with aggregating your data is the need to sort the data. To fix this error, click True to sort the input. Now I can rerun the node. If I take a look at the BRD viewer, I see that my data is grouped by customer account and agreement number, that I have my charge count field with a number count of the groupings, and my charge sum field with the total value sum of the groupings. This node has given me exactly what I wanted. Let's do this process one more time. This time I'm going to aggregate the accounts payment data. Let's take a quick look at the input data. For this data, I do want to group by customer account number and agreement number. I then want to do a count of all the payments based on the customer account number and agreement number groupings. Last, I want to sum the payment value field based on the groupings. Let's do that. First, I create my variable for the count. Correct, you want to use the group count function. Then I create my variable for the sum to total the payment value field. Correct, you want to use the group sum function. Then I output my variables and select my fields to group by. Now I name and run this node. Looks like I got an error. Yep, sorting is the most common error when using the AggEx node. Now I can rerun the node. If I take a look at the BRD viewer, I see that my data is grouped by customer account number and agreement number, that I have my pay count field and my pay sum field. This node has given me exactly what I wanted. And that's how you aggregate your data.